Recently, I was contacted by a lot of my subscribers asking me to explain exactly what I like to keep in my camera bag when it comes to landscape photography. So I thought I'd just do this video quickly. Won't take too long. Let's get into it. Okay, so in the front, I have my Nikon D850 and this is the 16 to 35mm lens. I've also got some moisturizer. I've got some eyeliner. Christy, have you been using my camera bag again? Okay, let's try take two. Let's start off with the bag. The camera bag itself was actually free. Would you believe it? Free, this fantastic bag. It's part of a Nikon promotion when they were selling the D850, and this bag was worth about $100, as well as I got a free XQD card, so pretty good deal. The bag itself literally weighs nothing. It is fantastic. That's the reason why I like to take this bag with me onto planes and whenever I'm going on long hikes. Lots of different compartments all around it, including on the back here, you've got a compartment for your laptop. So when I'm going onto planes and stuff like that, I put my laptop in there, and obviously when I get to my accommodation where I'm going, I take the laptop out and keep the weight down. I'll explain what I like to keep in there when the laptop is out, when I'm out doing landscape photography, a little bit later on. The other great thing about the bag is it also comes with a weather sealing cover. Now the cover itself is basically kept around the bottom here. All you do is you undo this bit of Velcro, you pull the cover out, it goes right over top of the whole bag, and you're all set to go out into the rain or snow or whatever. One thing I absolutely love about this bag too is these little side access points on it. I don't have to worry about going into the bag itself. They're very quick, and that's why I like to keep things like my zoom lens on the outside there, that I can just quickly reach in, grab it, swap around lenses. As well as on the other side, I've got things like, where is the zip there? I've got quick access to my filters. So I don't have to worry about going into the bag itself, and it's just really quick and easy, and it really does make my landscape photography that little bit more efficient. One of the most little important things that I love about this bag is the little front section here. In the front, I keep all my little tiny knickknacks. So things in here like something like a muesli bar. Sometimes you get hungry or you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere and you really want something to eat. I always carry something like a muesli bar just to munch on and have some water, and I'm right to go again. As well as bug roll-on. I learnt my lesson big time when I got eaten alive at Island Donnan Castle in Scotland. And I knew from that day on, I'm always going to carry with me a little bit of roll-on, and trust me, that has saved me and my wife when we're out and we're getting eaten alive, and it's great just to roll that on and keep the bugs away. As well as, what else have I got in here? Well, in today's times, I've got my little bit of hand sanitizer, and there you go. Keeps your hands nice and clean. As well as, what else have I got in here? A pen. I know, in today's society, who needs a pen? Because you've got your phone, you can just make notes and everything like that. But you'd be amazed at the amount of times I actually need a pen. Okay, what else have I got in here? Yep, my little pocket knife. You have no idea how much this comes in handy. It's got all these little gadgets on it. It's got scissors. It's got things like, can openers, a little tiny Phillips head screwdriver, a little tiny screwdriver. And of course, it has the knife itself. Let me give you an example. When I was in Iceland and I was staying at some accommodation for a couple of nights, they had everything there. They had, plates and forks and spoons, and guess what they didn't have? A knife. So we were stuck with things like blocks of cheese, and we couldn't cut up anything. So luckily in my bag, I just had a little pocket knife that we were able to cut up our food with and still be able to eat. The other thing great about the bag, it has these little side sections here that you can keep things in, like my water bottle that I like to take with me. As well as when I'm vlogging, I've got my GoPro Hero 7 vlog set up, and all I do is just keep that nice and neatly tucked in the side there, and it's just easy to get to, and I can start talking to the camera and I don't have to go into the bag itself. So let's open up the bag and let's have a look inside and see what I take with me. So you open up the bag, and the great thing about this bag too is that here you've got all these little hidden compartments as well inside. These little things here, I don't keep too many things in them, but things like spare batteries, as well as I've got a little SD card adapter that I use for the drone, as well as I keep a 32 gig card in there, and I use that as a backup SD card if the card becomes full on top of my D850 camera. Business cards, lens cleaning cloths, tons of lens cleaning cloths. So in the bag itself, I have my Nikon D850 with the 16 to 35mm lens. That's basically my go-to lens when it comes to landscape. Now on the side here, I keep my 80 to 400mm lens. This is an all-rounder lens. I can use it for wildlife, birds, landscape, portrait, sports. It's a really great lens. Now, I am a shocker for always forgetting to take this lens with me. I've got to remember to bring my 80 to 400mm lens, but I forgot to bring my 80 to 400mm lens. So yeah, one day I'm going to learn my lesson. I must always keep it in there, but I probably don't take it because I like to keep the weight down when I'm heading out on bigger and longer trips. I'll just put that back in there. Over here, I've got my remote control. Once again, I'm a stickler for always forgetting my remote control. So yes, I must always keep this in this compartment here, along with, obviously, a spare battery. The D850 is fantastic for battery power, and I very rarely have to use a second battery. In the middle compartment, just below the camera, I like to have my Mavic 2 Pro. I keep this with me because there are times where I need a high shot looking down onto the landscape, or mainly, realistically, what I do use this for is when I'm doing my vlogs and I need just something like a nice intro where I'm just showing the landscape around me. So that fits very nice and neatly right in the middle there. And it's quite safe. It's nice and padded all the way around. On the other side, I've got my filters. So I use the Lee filter system, as well as I've got a little screw-on filter. This is just a little 3-stop filter that I like to use for waterfalls and so forth. But yes, that little section there is where I've got all my filters, and I've got things like polarizer, some grad filters, and my 10-stop ND filter for long exposures. On the compartment right next to that, I've got my remote controller that I like to use for the drone, as well as on the other compartment at the top there, I've got my spare battery for my drone. The great thing about the Mavic 2 Pro drone batteries is they come with this little USB hub. So I can actually plug my phone in there, and things like also my GoPro. I can be charging both of those while this battery is just sitting in my bag. So I was talking about the little compartment before behind the bag where I like to keep my Mac laptop when I'm going onto planes. When I'm out in landscape and I don't have the Mac laptop with me, what I like to keep there instead is, and I just picked this up for 10 bucks off of eBay, I keep a rain cover for the D850. Now the D850 is weather sealed, not weatherproof, weather sealed. And if it is really bucketing down, this comes in very handy. I've used it in Iceland, I've used it in the Scottish Highlands. Very easy to put on. Basically, you just put your camera straight through there, lens straight through there. And the great thing is, I can even have my 80 to 400mm lens on, and that's long enough to cover the 80 to 400mm lens. As well as I've got little hand points that I can just put up. I can operate my camera by this little see-through panel. So yeah, very, very handy, and I cannot recommend enough for those landscape photographers that go out there into the harsh elements. It's always worth looking after your gear just for something like 10 bucks. And that's it. That is my camera bag, basically when I go out and to do my landscape photography. I hope you enjoyed the video. As I always say, never stop creating, and I'll see you next time.